The 2026 Kia Tasman might be the most important truck Kia has ever built, and it could also be the riskiest purchase in the midsize pickup segment. Because stepping into a market dominated by the Toyota Tacoma, Ford Ranger, and Chevrolet Colorado isn't just bold, it's dangerous. And if you're considering buying the 2026 Kia Tasman in the US, you need to know exactly what you're getting into, beyond the specs, beyond the launch hype, and beyond the all-new excitement. Because ownership is what really matters. Let's break this down honestly. Why the 2026 Kia Tasman matters in the US. For decades, Kia built its reputation on value-packed sedans and crossovers, but a body-on-frame pickup? That's a completely different battlefield. The mid-size truck segment in America is fiercely loyal. Tacoma buyers stick with Toyota, Ranger buyers trust Ford, Colorado owners know what they're getting. Now, Kia enters the conversation with the Tasman, a global truck designed to compete directly in capability, technology, and price. On paper, it looks promising. Modern design, turbocharged engine options, advanced driver tech, and competitive pricing expected. But paper specs don't tell you what ownership feels like after 30,000 miles or 90,000 miles. That's where things get interesting. Problem number 1, first-generation risk. The 2026 Kia Tasman is a first-generation truck for the US market, and first-generation trucks are historically risky. When Toyota redesigned the Tacoma, early buyers reported transmission hesitation and tuning issues. When GM launched a new Colorado generation, software bugs and drivetrain complaints followed. Now imagine Kia, a brand without deep truck history in America, launching its very first body-on-frame mid-size pickup here. That means new chassis architecture, new suspension tuning for US roads, new towing calibration, unknown long-term durability. Even if the engine itself proves solid, the integration is what matters. Will it feel refined after 50,000 miles? Will electronics hold up? Will the transmission calibration improve with updates? Early adopters often become the beta testers. If you plan to lease for 2 to 3 years, this risk is manageable. If you plan to own for 10 years, it's something you absolutely need to consider. Problem number 2, dealer and service network experience for truck buyers. Kia dealerships are used to servicing Sorrentos and Tellurides, not work trucks. Truck buyers have different expectations: heavy towing inspections, off-road wear repairs, frame and suspension expertise, commercial use maintenance. Brands like Ford and Toyota have decades of truck service experience baked into their dealer networks. Kia, this is new territory. If you rely on your truck for job site work, boat towing, frequent hauling, downtime matters. Parts availability in the first year could also be inconsistent, especially for a brand new platform. And remember, truck buyers don't just need comfort, they need reliability under load. Problem number 3, resale value uncertainty. Resale is huge in the mid-size truck market. The Toyota Tacoma holds some of the strongest resale value in the entire automotive industry. That's not brand hype, that's data-backed reality. The Tasman doesn't have that reputation yet. Even if it performs well, resale value depends on market trust, long-term durability reputation, fleet adoption, and perceived toughness. And perception takes years to build. If resale ends up average instead of strong, your 5-year cost of ownership could be significantly higher than a Tacoma or Ranger. For buyers who trade every 3 to 4 years, that matters. For long-term owners, less so, but depreciation still affects total value. Problem number 4, real-world towing and payload confidence. On paper, the Tasman is expected to compete with segment standards in towing and payload, but here's the key question: does it feel confident under load? Specs don't show brake fade on mountain descents, transmission heat management, suspension squat when towing 6,000 plus pounds, steering stability in crosswinds. Established trucks have proven track records here. The Tasman hasn't yet. And in America, towing isn't theoretical. People tow trailers, fishing boats, utility trailers, UTVs, work equipment. If this truck ends up tuned more for global lifestyle use than American heavy-duty expectation, that gap will show quickly. Until real-world towing tests accumulate miles, there's uncertainty. Problem number 5, interior tech versus long-term durability. Kia excels at technology. Big screens, digital clusters, premium-feeling materials. That's great when new, but trucks live hard lives. Dust, mud, sun exposure, vibration, heavy use. Touchscreens that look amazing at 5,000 miles may not feel as solid at 80,000 miles. The question isn't whether the Tasman looks modern, the question is whether it ages well with time. Buttons versus touch controls, material durability, seat wear resistance, infotainment reliability after software updates. Truck buyers often prioritize rugged longevity over flashy design, and we simply don't know how the Tasman will hold up long-term in harsh U.S. climates, from Arizona heat to Midwest winters. Is it a bad truck? No, there's nothing to suggest the 2026 Kia Tasman is a bad truck. In fact, Kia's recent quality improvements across models like the Kia Telluride show that the brand can execute well when they commit to a segment. The Tasman could surprise everyone, but it's entering the most loyalty-driven vehicle segment in America, and loyalty exists for a reason. Who should buy the 2026 Kia Tasman? You should seriously consider the Tasman if you want something different from the Tacoma Ranger crowd, you prioritize modern tech and interior comfort, you plan to lease or own short-term, you're not maxing out towing capacity regularly, you're comfortable with first-generation risk. If Kia prices it aggressively, it could represent strong value, especially for lifestyle buyers who want occasional truck utility without hardcore commercial demands. Who should skip it? You may want to wait or look elsewhere if you tow heavy loads weekly, you rely on your truck for business income, you prioritize long-term resale value, you want proven reliability history, you prefer established truck service networks. In that case, options like the Ford Ranger or Chevrolet Colorado might offer more peace of mind today. Waiting 1 or 2 model years for the Tasman to prove itself could be the smartest move. Should you buy the 2026 Kia Tasman? The 2026 Kia Tasman is bold, it's ambitious, and it could reshape Kia's image in America. But bold doesn't automatically mean proven. If you love being an early adopter and understand the risks, this truck might reward you with strong value and modern refinement. If you want predictable, battle-tested dependability, you may want to give it time. The Tasman doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to survive its first few years in the harsh reality of American truck ownership. And that's the real test. If this breakdown helped you think more clearly about your next truck purchase, consider subscribing. We focus on honest, ownership-focused reviews, not hype, not hate, just real-world insight for U.S. buyers. Because buying the wrong truck is expensive, and buying the right one, that's peace of mind.